Hi, welcome to Angular step-by-step course. So today we will discuss about the data binding and its type. So here data can be bind in Angular is the two-way, which is one-way data binding and two-way data binding. One-way data binding are the interpolation, property binding, event binding, and two-way data binding means it can be bind the data from component to view and view to component. So here view means HTML and component means TS file. So coming to the attribute binding and style binding and class binding, we will discuss later in the classes individual topics. Here coming to this interpolation, so data can be transformed from components to the view template, so which is one-way data binding. So here, and property binding means this is the binding is one-way data binding. Data can be transferred component to view, so which is known as property binding. Coming to this event binding, this is a one-way data binding which can be bind the data from the view to component. So it is an opposite. For example, if you clicked on any button, it will reflect. So that functionality should be written in the TS file. So event data binding is an opposite to the interpolation and property binding. So later we will discuss in detail depth in the individual topics. So next, two-way data binding. Two-way data binding means bind the data in two ways, and component to view, a view to component. This is the vice versa scenario. This is a two-way data binding by using banana in brackets. So you can use the banana in brackets in the ng model. If you want to use the ng model, you need to download forms module in the app module component.ts. So it will see in practical in the later individual topics. So here attribute data binding. So bind the data from the component property to the view of the component. So this is known as attribute binding. So coming to the style binding means style binding in Angular allows you to dynamically set styles for HTML elements based on the component properties. It allows you to apply inline styles or toggle CSS classes based on the conditions denoted by the square brackets. Okay. Next, class attribute binding. Class binding in Angular allows you to dynamically toggle the CSS classes on the HTML element. So based on the condition denoted by the square brackets too. So we will discuss in detail with individual topics and practicals also. Thank you. Please subscribe my channel.